On the left hand side of the map we have MarineLord from Millennium representing Baguette here. And in the upper right hand corner, the red Zerg player from mYinsanity, we have Serral. Savio and I asking, do I know when Fnatic Plus 2's next match is? I don't, and actually I think it might be postponed until next week. So because this is kind of weird, because there's like WCS groups starting to happen. There's a couple of scheduling issues, and yeah, obviously it's not ideal. I actually think we might take a break in the competition next week, so we might take next week off and then continue with week 3 the week after, because I'm also away from Thursday until Sunday next week, so it would be kind of ideal all around, because it means we avoid the WCS EU matches, which is of course is something we don't want to stream over anyway. I'm away, so it kind of helps out with that issue, and it gives teams a little bit of flexibility in terms of scheduling around their around WCS groups. Should they have players competing in WCS and traveling over to America for stuff as well, it means that if they need to, they can play the match next week if it's better than the week after or something. So I think we might be doing that, but I'll try and keep you guys updated. I'm not 100% certain just yet. I've got so much other stuff to do to try and keep up to date with it all. I really need to just sit down tonight. I've been saying this for the last few days. I just need to sit down and do some work on the STITL, but I've been doing it every day. It just never seems to get. Just seems to keep on coming. But anyways, let's introduce our players. In the upper right-hand corner from mYinsanity, we have Serral, the red Zerg player. He opened with a pool first here and has a few Zerglings popping out, and that will be spotted by an SCV of MarineLord, who I believe we actually have already introduced. So maybe I've already done introductions and now I've just completely forgotten about it. Either way, we've got 4 Zerglings coming across the map here. And did they kill that SCV? No. SCV is still alive. Okay, so SCV is going to get out here, and he does see that it is just a pool first, and he'll know about this. And with his, he's actually opened up with a Marine here, and he's actually gone for. Did he go Command Center first? Did he really? Did I not pay attention? No, is the answer. So Command Center first, he actually out of MarineLord. As the first Marine pops out, this is maybe a little bit troublesome, as he needs to be very careful. He does gain a nice little advantage here, though, because if these Zerglings try and run around, they're going to take a lot of free damage in the meantime. Second Marine on the way out, this SCV needs to be careful too. This Marine's sort of stepping backwards here. As these Zerglings are going to keep coming in towards this main base, and again, he needs to be very careful here. 2 SCVs going to go down. That should be it, actually. So 2 SCVs for 4 Zerglings. It's okay, I think. Considering it's a Command Center first, it's fine for MarineLord. And, I mean, again, his opponent went pool first instead of hatch first. Very minimal differences. So it's kind of nice for Serral to get some damage done, considering MarineLord did go CC first. But, it's not really going to affect the game in any sort of major way. First 2 Marines are out, and they're probably not going to go Overlord hunting here. Would be very fortunate to find one. There is one over here, I guess, if he really went around that direction. I don't know if he'd actually be able to pick it off before it. I mean, I guess it could just. I guess it would just come in towards the main base. Either way, we're not going to see the Marines moving out. He's going to just keep them at home, and it's nice and safe if he's putting a Marine on either side of his natural ramp right now, and pulling him back to the middle. These Marines doing a little bit of a dance right now. So, we've got a bunker and a depot coming down here at the front. Nothing really too exciting, as you see a Rotron coming down from Serral now. Last week we saw Serral come out on this map against Cass, which of course is a ZVT as well. And he played this same kind of opening. He played with a roach opening, and he did a little bit of damage with it. And I think he did a bit of damage. Did he? I actually can't really remember the game that well now. But he definitely went for this early roach run, and used it to get. He used it, and he put on. Okay, so I remember now. So he put on a lot of pressure with these early roaches, even though he didn't really commit much to them. And because he was kind of keeping his opponent back because of the roaches, he was able to just get his creep spread all over the map. It was kind of insane. He had like the sickest creep spread at like the 30-minute mark. This drone going to be denied for a couple of seconds and has to kind of hide up to the corner, but it will get the third hatchery down here, as we would expect. A couple more Hellions moving through the map, and, well, just some creep tumors being spread forwards for now as the first few roaches on the way out. We do have Hellion Banshee as the build order choice from MarineLord back at home, as he starts that starport in a very interesting place. Putting it down on the low ground here, and I wonder, Serral, he might not actually see that with the way this Overlord scan is going to be very close. Oh, he just sees it. Very, very close though, so he just spots that starport, so he knows what's on his way. As he has gone into a very fast lair here, so we'll see what he wants to do, if he wants to pop down that Spire nice and quickly. Or if there's some other kind of play he wants to maybe go for as well. Careful. These roaches pushing these Hellions back here. And the roaches do just need to be... well, the Hellions do just need to be a little bit careful of those as a Banshee moving through the middle of the map. We'll look to try and see what can be done. So a couple of queens are found, and the Hellions will help out, getting a little bit of DPS on those, and that will actually be one queen picked off here to begin with. So that's really nice, already limiting the anti-air of his opponent. Nothing really coming out of that Spire just yet, as we actually see Roach taking quite a bit of damage from this first Banshee. There's not any detection over here, though there will be an Overseer, and there is that Overseer out in plenty of time. So 4 more Roaches being made, Baneland Nest is halfway done, and Zerglin Speed finishes up as well as Pneumatide's Carapace. And Sporkle comes down here to help with some static defense in case the queens are out of position. A couple of drones picked off, and again, just will look to do whatever little amount of damage you can do here and there. As there actually isn't a queen at the natural just yet. It's about to pop out, but there should be a couple more worker kills here for MarineLord. As he actually has that Banshee on hold position. Queen comes out though, and says, whoa, I thought he was staying a little bit too long there, but in the end he actually wasn't. A lot of Hellions still, as we're going to see mech out of MarineLord here. 2 extra factories being added on. Makes a Viking as well, which I assume is just safety against potential mutalisks. But that's not going to be the case. Again, we haven't really seen anything come out of MarineLord. Sorry, out of Serral's lair. Just 1 starting up right now for our Zerg players, plus 1 starts up for the Terran. And we've got a lot of Hellions running in towards this third base. He doesn't know what he wants to do. He's going to try and actually get these queens, it seems, or maybe a big clump of drones. They do clump up there, but the queens are pretty much just blocking the entrance for the Hellions, so they're not able to get close enough. So yeah, we've got some more Zerglings coming out. We've got a couple of 4s being made, and we've got +1 coming down here as well for MarineLord. As a few Marines come over, and they're going to be able to start cleaning out this Overlord. And this Overlord should fall pretty quickly. Should, I say. Should, maybe. As I'm going to start sneezing. Overlord turned away here. He just have Pneumatized Carapace, so he's going to be able to drop this third base down. He's got an Overseer on the way. And again, I mean, this is mech. These Hellions. A lot of Hellions, but he's not really denying the creep all too well right now. As these Hellions are going to find their way up in towards this third base, and they might find some Zerglings and Banelands to pick off. But they're not going to find any worker damage, and nice control by Serral. He puts the Roaches in front there to deny this. And I mean, at this point, I think he must be getting to the point where he's going to start realizing, hey, this is mech. And I mean, he's scouting with an Overseer now as well, surely. So he must have seen it. No, he hasn't seen it yet. But I mean, he must have seen, like, there's just no bio units on the way. And I'm pretty sure he must have kind of realized, and to some extent at least. 4th base going to come down for Serral here, and the pocket expansion next to those backdoor rocks. And Scan comes down. A couple of Cryptoons maybe going to get cleaned out. A lot of Zerglings here, but a lot of Hellions as well. Could have roasted a lot of those. As he moves forward once again, he's going to get a couple, well, just 1 more tumor. Again, the Roach is now being placed in front to be able to soak up those Hellion hits, turn them away a little bit more easily. As Creep's still coming down this left-hand side of the map as well. So again, Creep looking great here for Serral, as he really doesn't have all too much just yet, but I guess he doesn't really need very much either. Sorry, that MarineLord that is. Because there isn't really anything too scary out from Serral. I mean, a handful of Roaches is easily dealt with. And just waiting to see what kind of tech we really see, because we see an Infestation Pit added on now. And with an Infestation Pit being added on, he did make a Spire, but he's not used it at all. So I imagine with an Infestation Pit coming down, we're probably going to see the Swarm Host very soon. We've seen Roach Speed being invested into, and these Hellions need to be careful because there's a lot of Ling Bane up here, and there's SCVs kind of provide high ground vision for a moment or two, as 4 Banshees are going to be like, yo, what's up? And, you know, this is the kind of thing we've been seeing with mech lately. There's not been any real answer to the Banshees. It's kind of really hard to deal with them, as these Hellions showed really well against this initial Ling Bane. And moving through to the middle of the map now. A little bit unsure about what he wants to do exactly. A couple of Overseers moving forward here from Serral, as he will just actually come down and clean up this creep. So I think MarineLord's in a nice position here. He's cleaned up a lot for free there. 10 Mutalisks on the way, and you know, I really do feel these are essential if your opponent's going to play with a heavy Banshee style, because you really do need a way to deal with the Banshees, and Queens just don't really cut it because they get picked off so easily. You know, it's hard to get enough Queens. You know, they're just not mobile enough either, so it's hard to get enough Queens in the correct place to be able to defend. We're going to see an attack move up towards the left-hand side now. We have a couple of creep tunes being dropped in the middle of the map. It looks as though MarineLord will be able to just target these down before they go up. And that creep is denied as Mutas are going to try to come through to the middle of the map. Bit of an awkward timing here for Serral, actually, if MarineLord moves through, because he's got a couple of fours to deal with the Mutalisks, and there's Swarm hosts only just being made, but there's plenty of tanks to be able to deal with those initial wave of Locusts. 11 Swarm hosts now on the way, so that's going to be a little bit of a different kind of scenario here, as Mutas will fly in and will pick off a single Banshee at the cost of a Mutalisk, however. A couple of Lings will get cleaned up on this Watchtower. Roaches are going to have to sit down to this bottom right. They're not going to find a way to move forwards just yet. 4th command center finishes from MarineLord. I'd be surprised if he took this bottom right base. I think this left-hand side base is a lot nicer to hold. I guess it depends where he wants to push up into. As he's already setting up a aggressive position here. A couple of 4s, 3 4s in total. He needs to get them other few 4s forwards here with the rest of his army. Sieges up the tanks. And these Locusts don't stand much of a chance, guys. I don't want to be boring, but they really don't stand much of a chance. They're going to get annihilated here, and as scans actually revealing the Swarm hosts. So Swarm hosts are getting picked off. Banshees will fall back, and again, there's enough 4s to turn away the Mutalisks. This base goes down very quickly. Huge counterattack though. 9 workers killed so far by MarineLord. By Serral, but MarineLord coming in with some 4s should be able to deflect this, as he has taken down his opponent's base, and that's a big factor. The Mutalisks! No! The 4 shots! Take down every single Mutalisk apart from 2. 7 more in the production tab, but he'd rather have 20 Mutalisks right now than 10. And that is the case. That's going to be the case here. As tanks are just going to move forwards just a little bit more so. As these tanks are firing off onto these Locusts. And here we go. Can these 4s clean up the Mutalisks? Because if they can't, the rest of this will get cleaned up by the Mutas. And it looks as though Mutas very well just about be able to do this. As the tanks are going to get cleaned out here. A single turret in the back not going to do too much. And there is a 4th base re-established for Serral to the left-hand side, to the upper left. So this isn't all over just yet. He's killed off the tank count, which is really important considering he's got Swarm hosts out. And MarineLord just going to back off here for now. He's not going to push this any further forward. For now, and I think he needs to just wait to re-establish his tank count a little bit. He is going to take this bottom right-hand base, which I do find interesting. I feel as though it's just a little bit easier to hold this left-hand side. Again, the Mutalisks here getting shot by the 4s. Now, imagine he didn't lose them first, like 10 Mutalisks or so. This could look very different. You know, this could look a lot scarier for our Terran player, for our Zerg player. Sorry, I mean, right now his Mutalisk count is really kind of not great, and this is more than enough for us to be able to deal with a big wave of Swarm hosts, though, a big wave of Locusts. Sorry. And they're going to come forward. They're going to clear up quite a bit here. There just isn't really that tank count just yet. These tanks probably want to unsiege and just keep heading up towards the top left. Swarm's going to burrow once again. In fact, he just sends the Hellions up here. And there's no stack defense. And oh my god, the Tastalope. He knew what was up. He was getting out of the way. He didn't want to be set on fire. And these drones, well, scan will come down. 12 workers killed. 13. He's going to get a couple more. These Hellions will go down. So 14 workers killed. And not bad for just a handful of Hellions there from MarineLord. +1 vehicle plating finishes up as well. Putting the upgrades at 2-1 against 1-1-1. +1 melee missiles and Carap is all upgraded already for Serral as he starts to make some Vipers. And he starts to get into a very aggressive position again here with these Swarm hosts. Is the tank count high enough? As, well, it doesn't really matter because we're going to see the Rocks buy himself a little bit more time. Okay, I think the tank count is high enough. It's going to be our answer here. As he sieges up these tanks. Took a little while to siege, but again, there's plenty here. And Locusts get cleaned up very quickly. Hellions are running around the map in interesting patterns. Base was re-established to the right-hand side. MarineLord's base down to the bottom right hasn't really been challenged at all by Serral so far. As we do see a big roach run by in towards the main base here, and again, this is why I think this 4th base is a bit nicer to take, because you know you basically defend this back rock entrance with your army. A couple of Banshees here leading the way. There's some Vipers being added on now as well. They don't really have any energy though, so probably didn't actually want these to be in the middle of the map just yet. And Scan comes down, trying to just reveal what's up here. And these roaches, which are burrowed, trying to move forwards, they get shut down almost immediately. So MarineLord's, you know, he's dealing with this well for now. So he sees this army again. He needs to siege up immediately. He needs to be very careful though. He needs to be very careful of blinding clouds. There's a single Viking begins to lead the way. Again, he's just not quite sieged up with all of his armies. He needs to pull back and let the siege tanks do the damage. And that is what will happen here. As some burrowed roaches now going to head in towards the bottom right hand side. and towards this planetary fortress. So we'll see if they're going to be able to get anything done over here. Probably pick up a fair few workers. It depends. If he targets the planetary, that's definitely not going to be good for him. As he's actually just going to use some burrowed roach micro here. This is really, really cute. There's a couple of banshees coming over, though. We'll be able to deal with this. So these roaches taking a little bit of damage on their way out. A couple of tanks coming in over here, but nice little move by Serral. Just going to pop up and pick off these 2 tanks. So paying good attention to his army. As at the same time we have units moving forward here, Vipers and Mutalisks allowing for, Mutalisks allowing for the Vipers to come forward here and abduct a couple of tanks. But again, them 4 shots are very, very deadly. Serral opening up a big supply lead here in this game. As these fews back off and tanks are going to shell away at these incoming wave of locusts. A single tank goes down. And it looks as though this wave of locusts will get cleaned up. So I mean, again, the locusts on their own aren't able to do too much, but he's just picking off a tank or 2 at a time. And he's actually rebuilding the Mutalisks as well, as he has lost a lot of them once again. And I think he just realizes, the Mutalisks are so important. As a couple of Vikings are actually going to clean out the last few Mutalisks here. And that means no anti-air, and that means bye-bye Swarm Host. Okay, here come the rest of the Mutalisks now. These Banshees realizing they're not getting out, just going to lower the Swarm Host number. And he will get a couple more there. Really, really nice. And one more perhaps, just not getting that final one. So that was 5 or so, Swarm Hosts that went down, or 4 at least. There's a couple of starports being cleaned up. There's a lot of Vikings now, and that's going to help so much against this Viper count, and I mean against the Mutalisks as well. So considering these Mutas don't have any upgrades on them, they have +1 fly attack, sorry, but no Carapace upgrades. They're going up against +3 Vikings, so Vikings are really going to rip them to pieces. Nice, really stop the Vipers from being able to do all too much either. Some nice abducts there though, because the Vikings just aren't in position. This is really kind of not what he wants to be doing. So now coming forward, so these Vikings, they'll chase these Mutas away. He's going to move up into an aggressive position here. MarineLord, again, I think he just needs to be a little bit careful about what he's doing. A couple more command centers on the way down. I mean, again, this base would be very easy to secure to the left-hand side. Roach is still in the main base, doing a little bit here and there. Vikings just kiting back against the Mutalisks. More Vipers being added on. Only 2 Vipers left, 3 more being made in production, realizing he needs to keep that count up. As some 4s again moving forwards. A couple of Mutas get taken to pieces pretty quickly. A Swarm Host gets annihilated as well, but he might lose a 4 for this. And he does, so again, Serral still trading pretty well here. Resources lost very even, but Serral pretty much controls his entire side of the map, so his mining has not been a problem at all. As MarineLord going to move over to this right-hand side. Again, leaving this left-hand side very open and not thinking about taking this base just yet. He's going to be able to deny this base to the right from Serral, and he's going to force the Locusts, the Swarmers, to relocate a little bit. So yeah, he's going to relocate the, force the army to relocate. A nice shot straight away there. A couple of Vikings will go down to the Mutas as some ducks do go down on those. And the anti-F fallen here a little bit for MarineLord, but he still does have those 4s as well. And oh no, everything's clumped up. It's such a risky game which Serral's playing right now. As he's making 9 more Mutalisks. I mean, again, he's really committing to this right now. As 4 does get a big shot off to begin with, and another couple of abducts come down, gets a 4, but costs him a Mutalisk and a Viper, and Vikings moving forwards again. They're going to pick off another couple of units there. But again, only 2 4s remaining, and as the Mutalisk count grows, this is a little bit scary for MarineLord. He's got another 4 coming through the middle of the map. Tanks are beginning to unsiege at a bit of an unideal time. I guess he's just spreading out, actually. He does have a Raven being added in as well right now, which means he's going to get some PDDs down also. 3 more 4s, 3 more Vikings coming in, realizing this is very much going to be about a battle of, who can control the air, and how much can the air units do. If Raven moving across the map going to get picked off, and a Viking also, which again isn't ideal. The air army isn't actually that great for MarineLord. Only 7 Vikings and 1 single Raven for now. But again, look how much damage they do. Moving forward just for a moment here, and combined with the 4s, able to do so much. And these Mutalisks, they're taking so much damage here, but they're just going to fly on top of everything. Blinding Clouds come down. PDD comes down to kind of soak up some damage for a little while. The Mutas are falling here, but is there enough Vikings? Is there enough anti-air overall? I'm not sure. A Banshee comes in as well. These Mutas, I mean, I think it's been a fairly even trade, because at the same time, all of the a few 4 tanks might get picked off here in the end, and actually they're going to get chased by the Mutalisks as well. Okay, so this has actually gone pretty well for Serral in the end. I thought for a while he maybe just didn't quite have enough to keep pushing forwards, but huge couple of 4 shots, picking off a chunk of Mutalisks there, and again down to only 5 Mutalisks. So resources lost. Actually worse for Serral than it is for MarineLord, but again, he does have these bases all across the map, and I still don't understand why MarineLord just doesn't try and take this left-hand side base. I really do feel it's just so easy to hold. I understand he's got this bottom right base down already, but Mules are going to come in. They're maybe going to be able to grab a couple of Ravens here. As Locusts are coming forwards as well. These fours, they need to stay alive. He's trying to kite backwards with them as best he can. The Ravens fall. The Locusts coming in though, and it looks as though there might just not be enough anti-air here to deal with this. A couple more fours on the way, but the Vikings are going to go down, and oh, it's very close still. This last four shot, a couple of fours from behind as well, and Serral is going to trade again. The majority of his Mutalisks just to kind of trade with the anti-air here and a couple of tanks. More meters being made. They're going to come back in, and that's a big shot again from the force. And again, where are the Locusts? The Locusts are trying to move forwards here. The units aren't sieged up just yet, and I don't really think at this point he has time to siege up. But the force going down to these roaches. Tanks are just going to remain unsieged, and again, not ideal. And so many times in this game, we've just seen MarineLord losing his tanks because he hasn't been sieged up in time. And there's this wave of Locusts comes forwards here. We're going to see these mutants going to be able to chase this away. So almost going to move forwards a little bit further as well, as we see some Hellions heading towards this base here for Serral. But Serral's really opened up the supply gap now, and again, I just don't think MarineLord, I mean, again, little things like this, losing a 4 out in the middle of nowhere, I just feel as though he's never really taken an engagement where he's been completely comfortable before the engagement happens, and you know, he's always just been kind of getting picked off a little bit here, a little bit there. And this mutant count now is going to be very hard to deal with, as these fours are pretty much stuck due to the Locusts. And this actually, the entire bottom right base is probably going to look to probably be taken down, as there's just not going to be enough anti-air here. And mutants are going to take down a few turrets, and they could just fight against the planetary even. So that's what they're doing. The turrets are getting a lot of free damage on the Mutalisks. Let's see if he's pulled, but again, there's just not really a way that MarineLord can fight against this army. He's just been whittled down way too much. He's running out of economy here. He doesn't really have any money left over, and I mean, his third base is pretty much the only thing that's mining anymore, as this planetary fortress is picked off. And he's losing SCVs over here as well, so he's going to lose his entire economy. He's down 90, 80-ish supply, and this is going to be game, I think. 17 more meters being made as scan comes down. He's going to try and chase these away, as again, meters, they fly in, and okay, I mean, there's just going to be enough. There's not enough anti-air anymore for MarineLord, and he's going to type out GG. Serral takes game number 3 and puts his team onto the scoreboard. So mYinsanity going to start making a bit of a comeback here against